Oh, right, because it's between you. So you're.
Yeah, I completed 2 semesters so far.
So what was your? So I have a master's too, and when I was in high school, not that I got good grades, but I could do nothing. I would do like no homework all semester long.
Never.
And then I'd show up and I'd do okay enough on tests to pass courses. And when I got to college, it wasn't quite like that. I sort of had to keep up a little more. If I fell behind, I could catch up. And that's how college was. It wasn't quite so easy to just, learn a quarter's worth of stuff in the last week.
Yeah.
When I got my master's, that was just about full speed for me. If I fell behind, I don't know if I was even able to catch up.
It took me a couple months to adjust to it. It's insane.
So you're having the same experience. You're not some freaking
one class is like
taking
3 undergrad courses. And I don't take more than 3 master's classes at a time. It's just crazy. Yeah,
I work so hard. So I took 2 courses at a time, but I also had a full-time job and a family. And it's a lot. You really learn time management when you're at that sort of thing.
It's pretty insane.
There's something about school that work doesn't have, right? At school, they occupy you 24/7 every day. You can't go to the movies without thinking that there is some report or project that you're supposed to be working on. Whereas at work, you're kind of allowed to have life outside of work. It's part of the deal. And, there's sometimes at work it's almost 24/7. But oftentimes you leave work and you're not supposed to be working anymore. They even want you to have a life outside of work to keep you as a long-term happy employee. School, they don't have any of this long-time happiness objective. That's not really in their to-do list.
Because you go to class for an hour and 40 minutes, then you go home, you got 8 hours of work to do.
It's huge.
It's like kind of the opposite.
So, did you do anything that made you feel smart yet?
No.
No?
I'm still lazy, I don't feel like a smart person, so. I do like huge projects, like 80-page programming assignments or whatever, but they look good, but I don't feel.
Really? Some of those bigger projects, as I was doing them, increased my own sense of self-worth. Like, I would do these things.
A little bit.
And I would be like, you know what? The other people I work with, they drown in this stuff.
I'm a little surprised I could pull it off at the end.
Yeah. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. But I wouldn't show it off to people.
No, it won't make you popular with the bitches, according to Kyle.
No, they don't want to see SQL.
No.
After hearing this, I think Kyle made the correct business choice here.
Oh.
Car salesman don't sound too bad.
There you go, man. Straight out of high school.
Yep. No debt. Way to be.
Loving it. My mom's got a master's degree in early childhood education, which basically means she's the highest paid kindergarten teacher in the world. And I'm like, I just went straight out of high school, working out pretty nice for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're saying that college isn't necessarily the sure thing route that it was like 20 years ago. That there's a viable career path that can be just as good for guys who don't go to college.
I mean, at the jobs I'm looking for, a master's degree only adds a half a year of experience. They're looking for minimum 5 years experience. It's not helping. So it's all dependent on the job market.
Where I work, it helps. It's this internal ball here, but if you get hired with a bachelor's, you're a pay grade 4. That's it. It's not negotiable. You're a pay grade 4. If you get hired with a master's, you're either a 6 or an 8. Most likely a 6. Mm-hmm. And that means that you start off. It probably takes 3 years to get your first promotion, and that's about the jump on everyone else that you get there.
That's cool.
Yeah. And if you come in as an 8, to come in as an 8, you would probably have to do something during your master's that kind of distinguishes you. Maybe you have a pretty good internship under your belt. Maybe you were president of some, society that went really well, and you kicked butt in your interviews. You might come in as an 8, and that puts you a good, 5 years.
Did you have to do a thesis in your master's?
Nope.
Man, I'm glad I didn't go for my master's.
It's not fun.
Now, let me ask you this. What does this buy you, seriously, other than ass amount of tuition debt?
Well, for my master's, I went during work. So my employer paid for everything, which was kind of a sweet deal. A lot of employers will pay for continuing ed. And, it's a resume booster. trying to, how do I say this humbly? There's about...
Say it unhumbly, because
right.
I deal better with that.
So the entire IT department where I work is probably 3,500, 4,000 people deep. And in terms of pay grade, I'm probably in the top 30. So that's what a master's gets you.
Now, does a master's get you a Cadillac or Maserati?
Probably Cadillac. We're not Scrooge McDuck over here. But,
Always gotta be. Why do I have to be Scrooge McDuck?
Hey, I didn't call you out, man. It's you. You were the one who announced yourself to be Scrooge McDuck. I was just saying that I'm not Scrooge McDuck.
I do not have a giant vault full of gold, and most of our subscribers are too young to remember Scrooge McDuck.
Kyle, can I swim through your vault of gold if I go visit?
No, you cannot. I want to talk about Mel Gibson.
Yes. Let's talk about Mel Gibson.
About Duke Nukem forever.
Okay, so first of all, Mel Gibson, one of my favorite actors of all time, and he can do no wrong in my eyes. Let me just say that
Wait
right
a
off
minute,
the
he
bat.
just did some wrong. Continue.
He is the road warrior.
Hey, before we jump into this, let's leave that one part toward the end of the story out because we did lose podcast 9 over something.
No,
right,
we've got the podcast marked as explicit now. We should be able to cover that stuff.
Okay, I can drop the N-bomb then, okay.
Be gentle.
All right, Mel Gibson, in case you guys don't remember, back in 2006, he got in this drunken argument with Malibu police officers when he was arrested for drunk driving, in which he, talked about how all the fucking Jews were responsible for all the wars in the world, and then he called the female officer sugar tits. He's like, what are you looking at, sugar tits? And he got in trouble for that. And, doesn't faze me one bit. I'm not Jewish. No problem there. I don't have sugar tits. Doesn't bother me. So, recently, not too long ago, he divorced his original wife, to whom he'd been married for, I believe, 27 years, remarried this 40-year-old Russian chick who's pretty hot. She's 40, he's 54. They're going through a divorce right now, and she recorded his phone conversations and kept his emails, kind of a Tiger Woods type situation. And I'm going to read you a couple excerpts of what he said to her. He says, "How dare you act like such a bitch when I've been so fucking nice to you? I'm going to come over there and burn the fucking house down, but you're going to blow me first. You look like a fucking pig in heat, and and it's not going to be my fault when you get raped by a gang of niggers."
Mel Gibson bringing the class.
Wow. All right, now let me just say this. Sometimes bitches don't know when to stop. All right, first of all, when everybody out there has a little bit of racism in them. I don't care who you are. If, there's some Asian guy out there who absolutely fucking despises Eskimos. For whatever reason. He hates them. Everybody has a little bit of racism in them. And when you're drinking and you're dealing with a serious situation like this woman who's divorced you and going to take half your fucking millions and millions of dollars, I can understand a crazy outburst. He is the road warrior. He can do no wrong. That's how I feel about the situation.
I think he made a mistake there. But that's not a very nice thing to say. And I think it's hard to argue otherwise.
I think he's too good of an actor and got too much money to even give a fuck if he messes up and something like that. Publicity like that's never going to kill his career.
No, somehow Mel Gibson is allowed to be an idiot. He'll have a new movie and he'll be funny in it. And
hey, did you see Edge of Darkness? That shit was fantastic. I would pay to see another Mel Gibson movie.
I want to see Braveheart Part 2 where William Wallace comes back.
I
want his head to come back on. I want him to be William Wallace Frankenstein.
Yeah, exactly. I want it to be like a futuristic movie where they thaw him out and put the pieces back together, and he's like, "I am William Wallace."
No, dude, I got it.
In with that claymore.
He respawns 15 feet away with Commando.
There you go.
And then takes out the guy who operated that guillotine.
Mel Gibson has made some of the most amazing, great, entertaining movies. Lethal Weapon. I like Signs. Signs is one of my favorite movies.
Signs was good.
Did they shelf Fury Road?
I don't know.
I know he did it, but it never came out. I wonder if he finished it. Mad Max 4 Fury Road is what I'm talking about.
I'll check. 2012 is when it comes out.
2012.
Nice.
So yeah, we got another Mel Gibson movie in the works.
He's not listed in the cast. Charlize Theron is though. So is Tom Hardy.
Well, he did it because I remember hearing the interview